Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 12th of 2020, and ever since the official release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans have been looking forward to the future and have been very curious about what both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek have planned for the new Star Wars movies, TV shows, books, novels, comics, you name it, even video games at that. That's really going to make up this new Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are now in a position where they have to really meet a high success rate in order to really bring themselves on the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's one of the main reasons as to why they have Kevin Feige on board to handle the overall structure of this new expanded universe. In case you guys did not know, Kevin Feige is the president of Marvel Cinematic Studios, of course, handling the MCU, handling everything Marvel when it comes to the movies, the TV shows, everything. Now, the thing with Kevin is that he's going to be handling the structure of this new universe when it comes to the movies. No word on the TV shows just yet, but primarily with the movies. Now, the thing about Chapek is that he's already busy and hard at work on really creating his own image, creating his own legacy for the Star Wars franchise and for the Star Wars fans around the world to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to the Star Wars brand, and of course to stay truthful with creator George Lucas. Now, on top of all this, what's really exciting is, of course, everything that has to do with change. Kathleen Kennedy is no longer involved on a creative scale. However, what's really interesting is that since the release of The Rise of Skywalker, many fans have been very invested in looking forward to the future of Star Wars and what it will be like without Kathleen Kennedy's creative input on Star Wars. It's explained that during and after the premiere for The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the sequel trilogy and even the actors. It's noted that at one point, actress Daisy Ridley was questioned about her stance on Star Wars and the backlash from the fans after The Last Jedi, to where Daisy Ridley eventually apologized to fans about an earlier statement where she said that no backlash ever existed after The Last Jedi and that she saw nothing wrong with the Star Wars community or the Star Wars fandom. Daisy went on to say that she was sorry and wrong and apologized about saying that no backlash existed after The Last Jedi, and that it is now clear that fans have a number of issues with the direction of Star Wars and where it's going. Daisy continued to say that clearly the fans are very vocal over what they are passionate about, and that at first she saw that as toxic and now realizes that it's just what fans are protecting over, and of course what they love and grew up with since they were children or young adults. Daisy went on to reveal that she actually sees the Star Wars fans as the most opinionated fan base that she has witnessed, and looking back, it has helped her with the development of Rey as a character in the sequel trilogy. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because obviously I think this is yet another example that a lot of these actors and actresses seem to be in denial when it comes to the backlash, or were in denial when it came to the backlash of The Last Jedi. Now, we do know that Bob Iger was among many of them. You know, Bob Iger was the man who said that Solo: A Star Wars Story failed because it was an actual frequency issue that had nothing to do with the fan base being angry over The Last Jedi, where in reality, it really was, because there were far less repeat viewings for Solo because of how a lot of fans were very angry with Rian Johnson's take on Star Wars. They wanted to boycott Solo: A Star Wars Story to show a message, to send a message to Disney that change needs to be made. And that was basically their little message there. And I think that's one of the main reasons as to why that you do see that in The Rise of Skywalker, they really tried. They really tried to patch things up here and there, but it kind of failed, and it really didn't work for the best. And that's ultimately why this new Star Wars universe, since it's going to really start right, from the beginning, start fresh and new, is that they are really going to do something unique and new for the fans to enjoy. So the thing with Daisy Ridley, obviously, she's very similar to Bob Iger in a sense, where she was misguided about the fans. She was wrong about the fans and what she thought about the backlash and whether or not it even really existed, etc. Bob Iger was the same. He too now realizes that something is wrong with Star Wars, and that change needs to be made. It's one of the main reasons as to why he's helping Chapek, becoming the proper CEO that he needs to be before he leaves officially in 2021 after he helps Disney get back on its feet. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over that's very important is that, both Bobs, they played a major role in getting Kathleen Kennedy away from having creative control over a majority of these new Star Wars projects, which honestly I think was a good thing. It was a really good move, and it really is going to spell, a light at the end of the tunnel here when it comes to future Star Wars projects. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.